Speaking of things that kicked off YouTube careers, we have Nico's movie, which he is going to be doing a very large video essay on after we record this, that being the 2002 film Punch Drunk Love.
That's right. So Punch Drunk Love is the story of Adam Sandler. He ends up doing a little phone sex hotline, but turns out it was a scam. They're now using that to blackmail him to get a little money from the guy. And so, he has to fucking beat the shit out of the dude who is doing this whole scam. But he finds love in the end, so it's fun.
Fun fact. The inspiration for this film came from an episode of Cops, where a man being arrested was talking about all the issues he had with his 7 sisters.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. That's a solid one. Why not? I'm giving this film an A. Dylan, where are you at?
Dude, I'm also at an A.
Dylan, where are you at?
Dude, it's so tough to say. I landed in B+ originally. Let's put it there for now. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, I'm also at B+.
Whoa.
Fascinating. Why'd you guys hate this film? What's up with that?
I think it's fine enough. I think the big thing is I just wasn't super engaged with the plot in general, unfortunately. I get what they're kind of going for, but it was a little disjointed feeling for me, which I think is also kind of the point. It's very chaotic. Everybody in this movie is fucking retarded and autistic feeling. It's super awkward, which I'm not shocked. This is the most Nico movie we've seen in quite some time. It is profoundly a Nico pick. But yeah, no, I think it was funny at times. I think they did a good job of what they're trying to do, which is make the movie feel very overwhelming in moments. Which maybe, I don't even know if that's like a play. Like, I know there's like some autistic people that have like sensory issues or something, and maybe they're trying to do some sort of like simulation of that in like a movie sense. I don't know. It was an entertaining movie. I thought it was fun. I wasn't like super crazy about it or anything, but I thought it was pretty good. I don't really have a ton of thoughts on it, to be honest.
It did definitely feel like they were fucking with the sound. Like, especially, I didn't really notice it at any other point. Maybe I was just wrong, but towards the beginning, it definitely felt like they were doing something, like they were focusing on sounds. Like, when he was in his warehouse, they were focusing on sounds in the background. Then, like, amplified them and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of with Jackson. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, this cringy, awkward humor. And, it was fine. I know what they were going for, but, like, I didn't like what this movie was going for, which was the character interactions. I thought when it was anything but his sisters, it was fine. But it was just, like, it was just a disconnect for me pretty much the entire time. And, like I said, I think it was entertaining enough to watch. But, like, this movie's just kind of whatever, to be honest.
It sounded like maybe you just resonated with Sandler's character a bit too much here, Dylan. It hit a bit too close to home for you with your own interactions with family.
I don't think that's true at all, but you can believe what you want.
Tanner, cut that part out. Yeah, so this movie, it's fucking...
He can't be wrong.
Just the fucking tension that this movie creates is unreal. Just the anxiety that they're able to replicate for a character that you're now feeling is crazy. Like Tanner said, the fucking sounds and shit in the background are nuts. Just the anxiety and like rage, the fucking loneliness he feels in those moments where like he's on the sex hotline and it's like, yeah, this is a obscenely lonely person. I can kind of understand why he's come to this point. It's just crazy. Sandler's performance is very good in this. There are a lot of Sandlerisms that he does throughout it. Like, the only time I can really think of is like when he's like running from those guys and he's down a alleyway and it's like, oh no, where do I go? And he starts being Adam Sandler. That's the only time it really comes up. The rest of the time, it's just like pretty solid acting from the guy, which I definitely appreciate that we don't get enough of.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there. Great performance by Sandler. He's a really engaging and sympathetic character. Yeah, as I said while I was watching it, it's insanely anxiety-inducing. I'd say it's like maybe just a step below like A Good Time or A Running Scared for me. Especially the way they play with sound and just like, it's sound that gets on your nerves, but like, how do I want to say it? Like it keeps you invested in the movie and gets on your nerves in a way that works for the narrative without getting on your nerves as like a person sitting watching the movie, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. And, the romance I just found kind of sweet. I actually really appreciated that element of the movie, which is a bit surprising for me, I'd say.
I think it's kind of sad, because you guys are talking a lot about, like, the stress this movie makes you feel and all those types of things. I just basically felt none of that, and I don't really know why that is. And I'm trying to think about it. I did watch Uncut Gems relatively recently, like less than a month ago, and that's another Adam Sandler movie that's, like, whole shtick is that just stresses you the fuck out. The character's constantly under tons of pressure. I don't know. I don't want to, like, compare, like, apples to oranges there, because they're very different movies in scope and presentation. But, like, in terms of, like, vibes, I guess they're going for a similar thing. But, yeah, this one, I don't know. I just never really felt it that much. Like, obviously, the girl's calling him on the phone a lot, but I don't know. I really feel a ton of pressure. He got fucking robbed that one time, and then he goes and beats their ass, and that basically is, like, the end of it. And then, then that whole arc, like, resolves to nothing in the end when he goes and confronts them, and nothing really happens. But
What do you mean nothing really happens? He puts a stop to it.
I know, but I don't know. It was a very unsatisfactory feeling confrontation to me. He was showing them that he's fucking crazy, basically, and they're like, I don't want to fuck with this crazy person.
I agree
He
with
fucking
my
like
husband.
brings the phone all the way across state lines. He's just fucking holding it the entire time, so he can just like fucking put it down there in their store.
Oh,
I
missed
know.
that part.
I'm aware of everything that happened. It didn't work for me, unfortunately. At no point did I really feel that pressured. I think the only thing that really got to me was just the sound design, like I had talked previously. Nothing outside of that really affected me a ton. Or like even when he was in situations that were dangerous, the movie wasn't trying to be subtle about it. Like if he was in a dangerous situation, we knew he was in a dangerous situation. Like when he walks outside and it's fucking nighttime, obviously he's going to get beat up by the people that were sent to him. So I never really felt any sort of stress about it because it all just seemed kind of predictable to me and those types of things. But it is what it is. It was still entertaining to me regardless. It was a fun time to watch.
I echo everything Jackson said.
Also, solid cinematography throughout this film. They do some excellent tracking shots. Like, again, during the big, like, warehouse scene where we get scenes where it's like, oh, they're, like, fucking tracking the camera, where it's, oh, we, like, know that this person's, like, inside the building, but they're, like, tracking it from the outside, and it follows all the way through. So when we get to a fucking open garage, we're still, like, on them and shit. There's some great stuff throughout it, and I'm a big fan of that, too.
I do like the, one positive, I've been ragging on this movie a lot. One positive, I do like the dialogue in it a lot. It does feel very true to life for the types of characters that they're trying to portray, especially like his fucking super awkward ass sister that's trying to set him up with that girl. She did a great job. Adam Sandler, like you said, did a great job too. I think everyone's pretty solid in this movie, and I think the dialogue's pretty well written. It's witty and it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, there's like that fun conversation between like him and like his fucking brother-in-law, I guess, where he's like, yeah, like you're a doctor, you know, there's like confidentiality here. And it's like, I'm a dentist. I don't really know what you want me to do for you. And then later it's like, yeah, he just spilled the beans about all of it. And so it's just like, you have like a crying problem? What's that about?
I did fucking
great
feel
stuff.
for him in that moment. I've definitely hit moments in my life where I thought I could trust, you know, telling somebody something, and then they fucking betray that trust, and that's an awful feeling. I totally sympathize with him there. That shit sucks.
I was gonna say another positive. I really like the use of color in this movie. I like how colorful and bright the whole movie is.
Yeah.
Me and Jackson over here sitting with colorblindedness. Maybe if we weren't colorblind, we'd rate it higher. Who knows? Potentially.
Maybe if you guys had taste, you'd rate it higher too.
It was a more artsy movie than I was anticipating it being.
Surprisingly, you wouldn't think this. I don't vibe or resonate very much with cringy or awkward humor. I don't like, because it doesn't make me laugh. It makes me feel awkward and cringy for no reason. In fact, it does the opposite.
Well, fellas, is that about all we have to say about Punch Drunk Love?
I'd say so. I was really concerned about what this movie was going to be. I'm trying to figure out what Punch Drunk Love means. I think I kind of get it, but I'm not going to try to psychoanalyze the title of the movie.
Okay.
He punches, he falls in love. Where does the drunk come in, though?
Well, I think punch drunk is one word.
Yeah.
It's all starting to come together.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really just about, like, he's a guy with anger issues and he's trying to find love.
Yeah. Well, I'm sticking at my A.
I'm sticking at my B+.
I think I'm also sticking at my B+.
I will also be sticking at my A. Two wolves!
And it lands at an A- overall. How exciting.
I can't wait for you
Wowza.
two freaks to rate the fucking Waterboy an S or some shit.
I wouldn't rate it an S, but I certainly like it more than this.
I think this movie's comparable to, Click.
I wouldn't go that far.
They do both have
I'm
Adam
making it.
Sandler.
I'm
Oh,
making
wait,
a
hold on.
joke
Did I
right
actually-
now.
I might
I'm
have actually
making a
rated them the
joke
same.
right now.
I didn't rate them the same. Never mind, we're fine.
That'd be crazy if you rated Click a
I had to
B+.
double check
That'd
really
be
quick.
very
There's not a
funny.
huge difference, but Click is still higher.
Interesting.